Okay. Okay. Hey guys, glad to have all of you here with us. This is our first town hall meeting, so if anything, please just let us know afterwards how we can improve this. And hey, Taylor, are you here yet? Hey, Taylor.
One noisy place where is someone just mute?
Is it better now?
Oh, there's one here. No.
Okay. I'm not sure what is happening right now, but on my side, I think the noise has been much better now. And hey, Taylor, can you hear us yet?
Where's you?
All right, cool. Why don't we get started with how the community has been right now, and some of the key problems from the communities. I think one of the key issues that we have right now is the community would like to know. Well, first of all, on token economics. Secondly, on just future developments, and thirdly, actually on staking. Now, I think let's start with the first question, right? And Suji or Yisi will provide the answers for you guys. The first question that we have right now is essentially, when is the staking going to be online? And then this is asked by a member from our Korean community. And how will the staking be look like? Essentially, the staking function. Now, one of the key rationale behind having a staking function is really about providing, a place for people to lock their mask, so that they can get extra returns, like future returns, or I suppose the lockup returns from their mask. And this is something really helpful for understanding what the holders want, because only holders will stake. Now, I was wondering, Suji and Yisi, do you guys have an answer to that?
Yeah, so for staking and farming for other token, always there's some benefit. There's several ongoing ones, like the O3, and I believe the other ongoing one as well. So, that includes Polycam, like we're on EVM compatible chain right now, mostly Polygon BSC, so these can also happen there. There'll be some like liquid farming chance to earn more mask. Yeah, that's some partnership we're ongoing. For the holder, I'd say it's not really that kind of staking. It's like it's a proof of you hold mask, right, in your wallet. And in the past of IPO, we use the real-time balance in your wallet. So I remember sometimes it's 200, sometimes it's 1,000. If you don't have that amount of balance in your wallet, you cannot join the specific round of IPO. And this is not healthy because some bot or people who don't have the token to bought some early on and then sell right after it. So we're gonna do a score or some kind of score. It's like staking that to calculate the time weighted holder matrix. So this is kind of like staking that only if you hold that in a while, not only just by before the IPO or any other event, gonna consider that you are a holder. So this is gonna happen very soon, and in the as long as in the next or next three ITO, we're gonna propose this to the committee, and also any projects wanna try it out. So that's something we're gonna do. For year farming, pure year farming purpose, we still, currently in our MM, like Uni and Sushi, there's still around 5, I think even more, 5 to 6 million, even more liquidity there. So we won't be farm more stuff for the layer 1 liquidity. That's actually pretty good liquidity now on the DEX. I'm gonna do, as I say, I'm gonna do something more on the BSC and Polygon. That's some chance you can earn more token, probably other token. And for the ITO, there's several other projects. They are actually related to our ecosystem largely, and these guys will love to either airdrop some or farm some down token with Mask holder. That's also gonna be something you can earn for holder, and we can also suggest them not only just sort out the numbers based on your current balance, but also consider time weighted score that can really show who's the long term holder is. So that's my my part. I think he's gonna share a little bit about how to determine who's the real holder. Yeah, there's some discussion. Yeah.
Guys, I just got connected. Can I just have the question again? Because I just switched to another device. What's the question, please?
Oh yeah, the question is, what? Okay, the original question is essentially about, when are we going to have a staking mechanism for holders? And Suji's question was, Suji would like you to actually deliberate on how to identify the long-term holders from other people, from people who are not long-term holders.
Yeah, I just say that if you just calculate the balance in the wallet, it's not really gonna have super helpful. And the liquid farming will be happen on BSC and Polygon. But let's say we actually discussed this before. Like, hey, in the next ITO or next ITO, for example, how can we really tell who's the long-term holder instead of just who someone bought 1 minute or 10 minutes before? Yeah.
Right before the snapshot. Well, we are actually taking snapshots periodically, and then we would like to just record in a long term, how a user, if a user is say a holder of we will determine if you're long-term holder if you appear in each of our snapshots, and then we'll start taking the snapshot very soon. And then the main point is that we will maintain a list in a smart contract that shows each person's balance of mass, and then maybe we can use that as a factor in the next ITOs or in the future ITOs. But we haven't finalized the we have already finalized the technical part of this, but we have finalized how we're gonna determine a long-term holder of Mask. What's the criteria? What's the requirements of that? But we will release it soon, as soon as we start taking the snapshots. I guess that'll answer the question, at least from the technical perspective.
Awesome, thank you very much. Now, any other people has anything to add, or I suppose anything to follow up in terms of questions? Please do so now. Cool. All right, great. And I think the next question is, how are BSC and Matic connected to Mask network, and how does it bridge these together? I think this is more uses that. So let me ask the question: how are BSC and MAC connected to MAC network, and how do you bridge these together?
Frank, I still hear the noises. Can you just type it somewhere? Because I can
Sure,
still
no problem.
hear the noises from the road.
Okay, okay. So I'll just type it in the town hall chat then.
Yeah, please do that. Okay, let me check. Okay. Is it there? Are you typing? Okay.
Yeah, how are BSC?
Gotcha. Actually, we have already integrated both BSC and Matic in Mask Network since 1.33.0. And then now you can just switch to Matic or BSC on your MetaMask to start we haven't supported the trading platforms like PacketSwap or QuickSwap, but we will support it soon. In the meantime, you can start any else like Matic or BSC red packets right away. All you need to do is just pop up that Mask Network icon and select a red packet and switch your wallet to the appropriate network like BSC or Matic, and then you will be able to send out the red packet there. And then since someone so this question is also asking, does it bridge how does this bridge things together? Well, we have already deployed a BSC to ETH bridge, so that you can just simply browse. Well, we haven't released that yet, but we are planning to release this bridge next week, and by then you'll be able to just cross your mass tokens from or to the other blockchain, BSC. We will start from BSC and then switch to Matic very soon. So the bridge has already been deployed, but we're still testing that for the robustness, and then hopefully we can release it next week. And then in the future, you guys can now participate ITOs or other blockchain related or smart contract related stuff on BS and Matic. And we will let you guys know once we have finished the integration. For now, our highest priority is the stability of these features. We don't really want to crush your guys' experience on ITOs or even wrap packets. So it's going to take some time for us to test it, but it's worth waiting.
Yeah, and also, also by the way, for the multi-chain ITO, so there will be ITOs in different chain, mostly EVM compatible chain right now, BSC and Polygon. So we're actually working with Polygon core team Sendip and other people. So they actually want to figure out who's the cool project gonna launch Polygon to do ITO. So we're discussing that, and there should be several great ITO coming soon as well. Once the market recovery a little bit. And for the cross chain, I assume there's another thing. Not sure, but I assume there's another thing. The audience wanna know is whether we're gonna embed a cross chain swap, right, or something like a cross chain swap in the mask. And the answer is we're working on that, but here's what I know. Right now there's AnySwap from AC and ChainSwap, which we actually invest a little bit just for the cross-chain functionality, and O3 is doing so as well. We can actually try, if you have any idea what's your best cross-chain swap, or any advice, please type in the group chat, or just just be out here because honestly, I don't think there's anything really working right now. But we'll also definitely take a look of these things and try to integrate these as well. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Yisi and Suji. Okay, let's get on the next question. So I think here's one. How is the ITO selection process for voting works? It's a very cool benefit for mass voters, and I would like it to develop more intensively. Okay, let me just copy that onto the chat so everyone can see.
So the ITO voting right now, there's actually some updates gonna happen soon. Right now, it's the process like this. Someone approach to our Twitter or our Telegram or sometimes Discord ask about the ITO, right? And then they fill the form, and then this is submitted to the ITO review committee right now, with dozens of large holder, and they will usually review the proposal to make sure that this project is legit and this project can have benefits to holder. I mean, during the during the ITO, the holder can have some benefit for the ITO. They're gonna make sure that, and they're gonna discuss with the team. Sometimes the team would love to change some of the parameters and numbers. Sometimes they won't due to some reason, due to the compliance reason, or they have other investors, so they won't change. And no matter they want to change or not, we can still, if it's okay project, if it's agreed by the committee, we're gonna hold a voting on Snapshot and then put it on Twitter, so everyone can vote. And usually in the past we received 500 to 800, sometimes even more than 800 independent addresses for voting. That's actually a pretty good number, because honestly, the snapshot voting for most projects is really small. Even Maker and Uni, the voting number is really small. And then the next step is, okay, if they failed or if they pass, we're gonna tell them, and there's gonna be an AMA during the process in our group. We're gonna have more how to say benefits for this project. Like for now, the AMA is quite internal, and we actually have a pretty good media connection. If they need, we can help them on that as well. But later on, the real sending out process is decentralized. They're gonna use their own Twitter account to send it out. There are gonna be several updates about the token economy. That's mainly due to there'll be several projects not really use the official ITO. In the early days, there's CC swap and Chain swap. They did quite small ITO, and the price actually went okay. Even now, I think they still have some profit. And they use the unofficial ITO because they don't, that time that we don't have the committee. Later on, we have the show these days, which is actually okay right now, but they also didn't use the official ITO. So here's what we're gonna do very soon. That if you don't want to talk to the committee, because that's definitely gonna take some time. Or if you want to do super anonymous, or maybe just you didn't have the voting pass and you just don't want to talk to us or the committee, it's also fine. You can use the community permissionless ITO, but which gonna charge you some numbers of masks when you do that for the project. and the mask, these kind of masks will be locked in the contract, and then we're gonna have a meeting for once we reach a certain number of the masks, like how to use these kind of masks. We haven't figured out numbers, but for most of the project they can afford it, but also they're gonna have to pay to use the functionality if they don't want to talk to the committee or the other holders. Yeah, so that's about the ITO.
I guess I can add more things to the ITO. Well, the original question was about the ITO selection process. And then, yeah, as Suji said, we will release a couple of new, like, maybe even like votings to decide what's gonna be for the future, like, ITO selection process. And then regarding ITO, I guess you guys are also interested. We have just passed the audit from Slowmist, and then I mean the contract, and then we're still like working closely with them to increase the security of the smart contract, and then we will release this audit report, maybe late next week. So you guys shouldn't be worried about the smart contract itself, because it shouldn't leak or it has any security like risks or issues that could possibly just cause your money to be like stolen or attacked. So yeah, we will still like work closely with them in the future for any like possible improvement. And we have done a couple of ITOs in the past, maybe like 10-ish ITOs already. And we have already gathered a lot of feedbacks and comments from you guys. And then we will add all the improvements in the future. For example, like since you guys all really are fond of like the random like selection of the like ITO participants, and then we will discuss it to see if it could be the default ITO like parameter there. But yeah, we'll see, and then we will announce all the details when we are releasing the next ITO. And then yeah, just let us know if you have any questions regarding ITO, and if not, we will just proceed to the next question, I guess. Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay.
Can I just speak right now, or
go ahead.
Yeah, just go ahead right now.
okay? So I don't understand. What kind of projects do you guys just pick those projects, or do the projects just ask to be enlisted in the ITO or something? Because
they actually talk to us. They sometimes they just do email or Twitter DM or Telegram, and there will be some super anonymous guys, but that's very rare that they just reach out. Usually we know, okay, this is someone invested that team, it's okay, and they reach out. Yeah.
then is there a standard of the project that you choose?
Once they reach out, well, I mean, first we're gonna use our knowledge to make sure it's not a scam, right? If it's a scam, we just pause the conversation. But if it's okay, they're running a project and it's not a shitcoin, we're gonna just leave to the ITO committee, and then the ITO committee is selected from the holders. There was an application form, and we're gonna have the new application form. In the past, all the ITO review committee member are holders, and these days we're gonna introduce community member. Active community member and one or two investor from us or female investor, and make sure they're gonna have some master knowledge we don't have. so that the active community members may not able to hold a lot, but they can still contribute. And right now, if I remember correctly, we have 11 more. If you include all the members, there's actually 13 folders in the small group. And then once we receive the application, and make sure it's not really some scan or SharePoint, we just put it there. And then we're gonna have the internal discussion and make some comments here, like, hey, the evaluation is too high, it's not gonna work. Or the ITO the ITO member, the people who can join the ITO is too small, it's not gonna work. They're gonna make some comments. Then, if the team is willing to talk, we're gonna create a group between the committee member and the team. And the team gonna talk to the committee member. Well, sometimes they insist not to change. Sometimes they understand, okay, this is better for their own benefits or for us as well. And they change a little bit. After usually several days, depends on the project, we're gonna have the AMA and the official snapshot and the snapshot for voting. And then if it passed, we can use the official ID. Otherwise, it depends on the whether they wanna use the permissionless one or not. Most of the project will buy actually told us they will keep using the ITO, whether it's permissionless one or the official one. Sometimes they choose the permissionless one, maybe just due to the reason first they want to be super anonymous. That's a real reason. Sometimes they just don't have time to review the whole process. They say, okay, I want to launch next week, or in 5 days. Sometimes it's because they have other instances that we cannot really say. The community probably don't like these kind of way, like DKYC. I would not comment on KYC because there's some regulation problem in certain products, so they have to do that. They still gonna do ITO. So in this project, who didn't pass the voting or who decide not to vote because they don't have time, they're gonna require some mask to do the permissionless ITO. That's gonna happen very soon.
Yep. Okay. Well, I love the part about the community voting and stuff, but what the community is caring the most about is how the ITO goes. Because, well, I've participated in almost all of the ITOs, and none of them made actual profit for me, actually. Yeah, other than O3 or something. Other than that, there's no point of buying Mask instead of other IDO platforms. That's the biggest problem this community is having. They don't have the reason to hold Mask.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, that's definitely something we're working on.
Yeah, that's really changed by the like workings on the ITOs, right? And yeah, I like the idea of people choosing what to put on the ITO and stuff, but not because people can choose wisely, I think. Like,
yeah,
the voting system is kind of awkward because the voting needs to hold like 3,000 or more masks, right? Holding more masks doesn't make it.
The voting snapshot is as long as you hold mask can vote.
And before the community voting, like there's another community of people that holds many masks, right?
Yeah, that's the current one.
Yeah, those guys, if they're wise, smart, and know about what like blockchain and projects and stuff, and which project will give them some profit,
then ITOs after the committee should have made more profit, in my opinion. So choosing which one to go on the ITO should be like slightly different from now, I think.
Yeah.
For example, like the Daosker didn't even list anywhere. I don't even know why people like participated in the Daosker Rice ITO thing, because it's like it could be. Sorry to say this, but it could be garbage to some people because it didn't give any profit.
And they choose the
Evanesco is like, Evanesco is like lower than the seed price. That's what everybody's complaining about.
So for the
choosing the
review
good
time
project,
the difference is we're gonna add some investing, and I'm gonna discuss numbers. So these guys are relatively neutral because they are famous and large investor. They're in other projects as well, so they're in the group and they're gonna say, hey, this is something we discussed and probably not gonna work. So they can provide this kind of information. And then we can also add people are not super large holder but active community members, because the super large holders, they are great. They are DJ master or master in different areas, but sometimes they are not so active in the community, or not so unlike you or unlike other people. You have different advantage. So these people will be people like you, active members will be also added in the review process. One more thing one can add on is actually there's a lot of projects there just in the line, and they're also waiting for the market to recover, because they can't give us timeline once the ideal time for launch. In that case, we won't do the voting, because if we do the voting and then they decide to wait for 3 weeks and 1 month, it's a little bit awkward. But there's some in the line, so they just told us to wait a little bit. And for the staking or for the requirement of big mask, that's also something to make sure that this project can actually at least purchase that amount of mask, right? They're not really doing nothing. But another thing to remember is Mask is not only an ideal platform. Right? If it's an ideal
I know.
platform, we can do it.
That's what.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there are more questions regarding Mask, right?
Frank.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Let me just continue with that. And so here's an interesting one. Why doesn't it work? Why doesn't Mask work on my iPhone, but it works on Chrome? Is this still in beta? I think I'll just tap into that a little bit. So essentially, right now, Mask is mainly works as an extension on Chrome on desktop. With the mobile version of Chrome, it doesn't really have extension enabled. So people can use. Go ahead.
The mobile, let's say Android and iOS, right? So the Android one is the technology is based on the Firefox. Firefox have the Gecko view, which is their like Chromium something, and the Android one is based on that. It's actually working. The user interface is not so good though, and the iOS one is not really that so good, because mainly due to the reason that it has to use the web view. There's no Chrome. There's no Chromium on iOS. It's all Apple stuff. And I think other wallets don't have this problem yet, but they will encounter this problem very soon. So other wallet, they don't really they're more like wallet. They don't really intervene or introduce new stuff into Web2. Once they start to doing that, they're going to encounter problems. So the thing we're going to do is for first the two clients are still beta, but it's going to be out of beta very soon. We're going to have the Mask Mobile released as part of the Mask 2.0. I'm not sure how the marketing team will brand it. This internal code name is Mask Mobile and also Mask 2.0. These two clients, this 2.0 will use the native language to write on the iOS and Android. So that wallet part, etc., will be like the real wallet. So that will be something like walleting. And also, you can, when you open app the Mask 2.0 on mobile, you can browse Twitter, Facebook. That will become your daily social network platform. That part is also going to be enhanced a lot. We're gonna add Facebook, Twitter, Facebook, and later on Reddit, Instagram. At first you can just browse it, then you can add, Mask team and the developer community team can add something on top of it. Yeah. I think the ETA is the estimated timeline for the mobile is in the mid-July, and we can probably release some test flight first on the iOS. Yeah. Do you have anything to add on, Yisi?
I don't think so. But just let's see. So on the iOS version and Android version, we have identified the bugs and then the issues regarding the existing versions of these two apps on both platforms. And then we're in the process of debugging and then trying to fix that as soon as possible. But it's gonna take some time because this time is it's now since now our extension is getting more and more complicated than before. There are like so much new stuff to like just get compatible with the existing new APIs from the introduction of new versions of systems on both iOS and Android. So we're still working on to bring you guys a better and more stable version of that. But it's just take some time, and then as Suji said, we're gonna release the new mobile app as soon as possible. And then you guys can just be the first ones to try it on. So the new version.
One thing I think you should add on is the login.
No, it's different things, man. Okay. So basically, we will bring a brand new wallet inside of the app, and that wallet is still under audit by Slowmist too. And then so we haven't found any issues and problems regarding the code we have just written. And then I think we will just still pass the audit very soon, because their original timeline for the audit was 2 weeks. And then it's just it has been already 10 days, so we're expecting that audit report to be released, or at least to be sent to us very soon. And by then we will be pretty sure that at least our wallet version our mobile version of the wallet will be stable and secure enough to hold your guys assets. And besides this wallet, we will release a couple of new like features in the future. And yeah, we have like decided to release the Mask 2.0 very soon. But but the ETA of that will be like in the summer. We're not sure yet when we can release it because there will be like so many new features inside of it, including the new like third-party apps and like the ones we have right now, like ITO and Wrap Packets. We're planning to release a new version of like third-party dApps, like infrastructure, so that like more people can just easily write their own dApps directly on Mask Network instead of like the current experience and was like a little bit too complicated for some like newbies to the programming, but in the future it'll be super easy for that. And besides this, we will have like some other features, but we will release some articles regarding that. But yeah, just stay tuned, and just we will let you guys know as long as we have it. I guess,
And yeah, I think Frank, there's some other question. I think that's better we answer right now here. I'm not sure, but the application runs in Mask or runs on top of the Mask network. And there's several one right now, around more than 10, right? Like MakerDAO did the campaign with the Wrap Pocket. That's designed, the Wrap Pocket thing. Day one actually was designed for MakerDAO. They actually have some input, but then they just become more compatible and more cross-chain. And the ITO is 100% designed by us. And there's something like designed by other people as well. DHedge is the protocol incubated by Synthetics. They came to us, say, hey, we have a cross-bounty together, and so they designed the DHedge plugin, or we call it maybe DApplet or applet. They designed it, and then someone implement that. So right now, it's still a little bit hard. You have to understand the blockchain or how to code on Mask to create this kind of applet or any name you wanted. Applet is a good name. DApplet is also a good name. And the Mask 2.0 will be like you invented JavaScript for a website, right? So then you learn the solidity. Then, well, sometimes there's more examples, there's more better environment, then someone came up to build the Uniswap, right? There's no one funding Adam before he really built the Uniswap. So ideally for Mask, we think the huge potential here is the gate between the Web2 and Web3. And we spent like 2 weeks doing the ITO. So there should be some genius can think of good ideas to build on top of the Mask. And there's someone building their own ideas. We don't know whether they're going to success or not. But they want to build something on top of Mask and run on top of Twitter, Facebook, maybe other platform, doesn't matter. And that also carry the Web3 functionalities. And we are providing a better environment for these guys. So there can be 10, 100, or even more decentralized apps or applets running on top of Mask, and the user won't feel it because it feels like it's on Twitter or Facebook. So that's the developer kit or 2.0 case. And I think I actually discussed this elsewhere, but obviously we won't censor the applet. we won't really have the power to censor the applet. We won't say, hey, I don't like adult content, so I just ban it. We won't do that. There'll be some voting process using the mask token. That's one thing, and also we won't be like Apple. How Apple work is you pay Apple $203 per year to buy a license, and if they're not happy, your license can be voided, and your license cannot be gifted to friend. It's very very centralized. And that's also one profit income for Apple, the whole App Store system, right? For us, if you're a developer, we're gonna follow examples in the great. We're gonna follow those great examples like GRT or Link. Hey, if you're a developer, you use the graph token to run a subgraph, and you develop something. That's not user face. That's not customer based. It's more like a business oriented solution. The graph for us is like if you want to build the next Red Pocket or the next ITO, you have your idea. You can talk to us, or we may grant you or help you on Gitcoin, or you just buy some mask and then have a license to build and have the permissionless environment, and you build it. And maybe it went so viral because right now all these viral news about mask is actually about the applet we built. Like the Red Pocket is actually FileMaker. The trader, the DEX thing is actually partnered with the Uniswap and CMC. So I believe there'll be other team trying to build that. The edge is just an example. So that's a little bit more about the build applet on top of Mask. Yeah, please go ahead.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Suji. Why don't we go to the next one? Here's a question about, can I use this outside of Twitter or Facebook?
You can actually already use that on Facebook. And the compatibility of other platforms such as Reddit, Instagram, is in our timeline. Because the reason, we actually start very, very first on Facebook. And the reason we shift more to Twitter, first, Twitter is really friendly with the token, with the crypto discussion, including Jeff Dossey's his own image, and also I think Yisi, remember 2019, Jeff Dossey mentioned on Twitter that he'll have the Blue Sky, which is initiative try to decentralize Twitter. Yisi is actually in the group. It's a small group, so based on that, we focus more on Twitter because they have better. As this ground is better, right? But Reddit is also a cool place, and so is YouTube, Instagram. This part we can actually rely on your input. Like, hey, maybe the cool kids of crypto or Web3 are actually coming to YouTube. We have no idea, but definitely give us information if you think this platform is much more cooler and they have better environment. And for us, the underlying technology is the same. It's more about the product and user interface.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Suji. And okay, here is another question that I think has been answered, but let me just say it anyways. We see many agreements and project-based news, but the price of Mask has been at the bottom for months. Why is it so unsuccessful in price?
Yeah, so I guess no one want to answer this question, but I'm gonna answer the question. So first, we can't control decentralized exchange listing, right? So hey, I can't tell Binance to not list us and wait for 2 months. I mean, we know it's going to be listed in day one, but we can't control the timeline. Honestly, after you define as listing several how to say retail investor, but also trader image investor approach to me personally and basically say, hey, it's a bad decision because for non-holder your game is ended. For non-holder, yeah, you're on Binance and purchase 10 and now it's so this kind of from our perspective, we can tell is this kind of trader are leaving Mask. I mean, leaving buying Mask, and they're gonna leave it for a while. And there's other people buying in right now. There's actually even institutional buyers. We got approached. So there's still strong interest that people who can understand the fundamentals of the project. That the recent crash actually did not really definitely did very harm things to our holder and to us as well. Because we do have the protection bid that really got 100% got failed during the crash. Yeah, so that's the major reason. I just say still we can't comment anything on central exchange. But I don't think that's a problem. Honestly, I don't think listing on any central exchange or even a large collaboration is a problem. It's more about timing, which is we have nearly zero control. Even the central exchange, they actually don't have the control. Right? They just put you in the line. I've been talking in the Chinese group and the Korean group, probably more in the Chinese group about the fundamentals. That the fundamentals is definitely the thing will drive more large investor to buy in these days. It's still in the lowest price in the all-time low, right? I think we're gonna wait for the market to recover, and there's a lot of things we're keep building, keep evolving, and including the token economies I mentioned for the applet. And I don't think the circulated type of investor they understand this. You just think, okay, you got all this investor and private investor, so you will type, and then you buy it, so we dump, right? So that's their mindset. So that's what I got from my perspective. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I saw one dream. Oh no, sorry. Hello-san mentioned the GTC and so Maskbook.eth. I don't think it's Maskbook.eth. I think it's another wallet. It got a lot of Gitcoin. The reason for that is I will explain how Gitcoin people tell me the story. So basically, we are super OG in Gitcoin since the very early days, and they have a matrix to calculate the contribution. So we have Bounty, we have Hackzone, we donate to GR, and there's many matrix, and ends up this airdrop becomes super large to this address, mainly because we were in many activities. We don't plan to sell most of it. We did some test sale just for test, and we're actively involved in the Gitcoin GTC governance. And I'm actually personally, I think they appoint me as some stalwart or something. I don't know, more like an advisor. Gitcoin is very interesting. First, we really enjoy this product, and we like the team. We like the vision they have. The most important thing, the reason we didn't just dump it to treasury or buy more Mask and hold it, is you're gonna have more developer. It's gonna drive you more developer. That's something I can tell. Like Polkadot and BSC have less developer. They don't have Gitcoin. And the main reason Ethereum have these, or right now, this EVM compatibility have more and more developer. Definitely Bitcoin help a lot. And Mask 2.0 require and then need developers. So that's why we're always actively helping and exchanging resources with the Bitcoin BTC people. Right? Yeah. Please, Craig.
Right, thank you. And I think that one team has also mentioned, will we invite some KOL to spread the use of Mask? What's the plan to get more people involved? I think that really connects with one of the key problems that I think in our current town hall is, what is Mask's 3 years plan, and what is the roadmap for for Mask?
Yeah, I think there's another. I think there's similar question in the group as well.
Right. Yes, there are similar questions. So I suppose it's what is Mask going to do going forward?
We're gonna release a longer roadmap for the Mask. So definitely the most important fundamental part is the developer and the users, right? So developer can develop more interesting applet than users can use. So for the next half year, as mentioned by Yisi, the Mask 2.0, including the account system, which is a little bit like the smart wallet. The smart is something like the account system. We haven't named it. And also the infra of building applet easier. These things will be focused in the next 2-3 months. In the 3-year roadmap, it's very long. We do have that. We also actually very sure that we can execute that. But definitely, if it's a super year, next 2 years, there'll be less token, or to say there'll be less releasing related, launching related campaign. But there'll be more on the social token. There'll be more on the like for example, pay to unlock. This is actually written in somewhere in our medium, like, can do pay to unlock. Hey, pay me 100 Mask or die to unlock my post on Twitter. This is still definitely ongoing. Yes, we are actually building on that. Yeah, and there's other great projects we help not really say incubate. I say we help bring user and they help us as well. There's actually some founders are here as well, like including Mason. Charles here, he is here as well. And Mason, if you remember the file service on Mask, that you can upload a file to Arweave on Mask Network right on top of Twitter. There's a Mason CDN checkbox. That's the decentralized CDN network that I can accelerate the uploading and downloading. So that's we think Mason is a great ecosystem project because I mean we have the best entry point for them, and they provide the best decentralized CDN for us. And another example is the RSS3. It's a great name, like everyone knows what is RSS, right? RSS reader, RSS whatever. RSS3 is trying to build a decentralized protocol. So these things will be built on top of the Mask Network developer stack. It's like a dApp that be built on Ethereum. You burn Ethereum for the gas fee and develop text, and then the dApp is run on Ethereum. And the dApplet or decentralized applet will run on the Mask Network. And the thing is, this thing will feels like they're on Twitter.
Traverse the other questions. What's the point again? Well, yes, because Suji has mentioned the 2.0, and we are planning to release a couple of like a series of articles regarding that. So just guys, stay tuned, and then we are still in the development of that. And then you will see a completely new Mask network in both UI and the functionalities. So just stay tuned and then wait for our news. It'll be like, in short, we'll support more support more services around the blockchain, the other like all the blockchains, not just the Ethereum's, but we're spreading out to the to some like sidechains or other like individual blockchains like VSC and Matic or even XDAI or even like Solana and Near. Yeah, we haven't finalized all the details yet, but in our like the new era of Mask Network, we're planning to support more blockchains so that you guys can just browse the entire blockchain universe without leaving the Mask Network extension or the app. And also, another like core features of 2.0 is that we'll be building the entire functionality of Mask Network based on the Max ID or account system or whatever. We haven't, as said, we haven't finalized the naming for that. But yeah, we will build a couple of like new features around the ID or identities or the account you're using right now. 3.0 to 2.0 or vice versa. So just stay tuned for our new like features and articles, and then we will explain them in details there. So yeah, I guess that'll be the all I need to share with you guys. Yeah, because like Mask Network is never just being like ITOs. We have like a bunch of new and various features and functionalities for you guys to explore. And we will definitely just add more values and powers in those features. And we're hiring. We are looking for like great developers and anyone to join our community. Yeah, we want to build a great ecosystem that anyone can write their own like dApp inside of like Mask Network. And as also said by Suji like minutes ago, that we also want to support the social tokens or the social money, so that each Mask users can issue their own like social token. And then we want to build such a great like ecosystem, or even the metaverse, like as I said somewhere else. We want to build this like metaverse, a great metaverse that in the near future. And we don't really know how long it'll take, but this is the path we are definitely taking. And yes, thank you so much for yeah. Do we have any other questions today, Frank? Yeah.
This.
Yeah, can I speak?
Yeah, Zoker. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah. What my concern is, what's your plan on drawing more people into Mask Network? Because, as you've said, the users is low, right? No, actually, the users is pretty high compared to other. Yeah. Honestly, it's at the we've exchanged numbers with Uniswap and another team, and it's at the same level. I mean, so that it's so like besides NBA Top Shop, this is different. But let's say no more DApp. Yeah, we are the top tier, and it's already at the I think at some bottleneck of the whole blockchain app. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you have like those charts or stuff that you can share with the community? If you don't mind, I can send you later. Yeah, because I really want to see. Yeah. We're on like Dex. Dex is easier to calculate, but all we know is even for uni they only have 50k per day user. We are on the same range. Yeah, and for a question like how to drive more user, right? Because what I wanted to say is when I usually use Twitter a lot, and but I don't use the features that Mask provides. I don't use the coin exchange that Mask provides. I think, yeah, because the fee is high. Right. Yeah, there are very good features that Mask provides, but I don't have to use it because it doesn't make me use it. There's no benefit of using Mask features when I'm using Twitter. And I think if that could be fixed and that could be announced, it would be a huge step forward for Mask, in my opinion. Yeah. So first, for the high gas fee, we are actually integrating already latest, as mentioned, because they're doing well. Like Suji also on Poly, and there's other BSC stuff, and Solana, they're doing okay. And I believe first East won. It's not possible to dilute Ethereum's value. Actually, that's what I believe, and they're gonna actually earn their own user base outside of the Ethereum. That's also very possible. So we're actually pretty neutral. Missing investor and near CEO, near foundation CEO suspect. So yeah, very neutral. We don't say we're compatible. We're going to be compatible. And also for hey, how to really integrate this thing deeper into the social network on the Web2 platform. We have two main roadmap. The first one is to have more this kind of applet build and running, right? So someone or more DGen I know some DJ guy, they're gonna use Mask not really every day, but say, hey, once I saw a token, I should buy it, right? But this guy will need the trader functionality, but there's someone we don't understand. We need more functionalities. And there should be some entrepreneur or just some engineer or just someone out of college spend a week to build a tablet. So that's the plan. So you can actually have other people build on some map. Some will be very hype, some will just be experimental. That's one thing. And we're gonna keep, as the first party, we're gonna keep doing the interesting experiments and partnership, such as social token and pay to unlock. This is very very hot, and I also see the problem of all the projects playing in the field that they don't really have super strong entry point, or they have a lot of problems. So we're gonna probably do it ourselves, or provide a working functionality ourselves, and then leave this app or give this tablet to some other team who can really take care of it. Like the for example, if you remember again, this upload a file to decentralized cloud functionality is being introduced by Mask team and Arweave team around nearly a year ago, right? It's being used a lot, and for a reference, even right now, Arweave don't really have a lot of file on Arweave, and we contribute definitely something to that file storage. This entry point later on will be handed to another team called R Drive, R Drive, Arweave Drive, and they are an independent startup. We grant them a little bit, and they have other amazing investors like 1KX. Arweave also invested, so they can focus on this part. So it's like Vitalik built. He wrote a blog about AMM swap, right? He just brainstorming, hey, what if we can do an AMM swap? And then Adam did it, and then this gave him a grant. He keep doing that, and he's become very successful. The same thing here. We did this file service applet, and then someone showed up, say, hey, I can do it better. I learned from your experience. I learned from this example. Can you leave this entry point for us? Instead of we send the team to build this thing, and then we agree. I think this is better. We don't want to say, hey, we built 100 decentralized applet, and it's all controlled by us. I think that's not healthy. So we're actually doing this kind of stuff. I mentioned several ways because it's important. Things very 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 good. For the growth, once this applet reach to a certain number, you have a lot of things to do with Mask. Today, when you browse on Twitter, you can not only see a token and then you're able to buy it. That's just a small functionality. But later on, you can do fiat on ramp, right? We already have a Transact integration, and actually Transact. We actually granted Transact. We did actually a small check to them as well, a strategic check. So we're gonna have more partnership with the fiat on ramp, and then file service, and later on pay to unlock, social token, NFT, more and more stuff. So eventually, when you are on Twitter, you are actually 80% or 60% on Mask, 40% on traditional social network. That's the plan. You're diluting or you're adding more value to the original Web2 platform. Yeah. This is
Sounds
definitely a long roadmap, because right now I just say we only add 5% more value or 10% more value. Depends on your interest. Right? For trader, probably a little bit better, but for normal people, they just add 3 to 5% more value to Twitter, even less. But we are adding more functionalities, and the data we built from our first team, besides ITO, others are really in early stage. And if a commercial team can take it over and become a Mask ecosystem project, and then keep fundraising with the other great VC or launch their own governance token if necessary. It'll be very, very cool because I think today Uniswap have more treasury token than more treasury in fiat than Ethereum Foundation, right? So that's the sign of successful ecosystem, in my opinion. So imagine that 100 stack, etc., etc. Yeah. Oh, but yeah. One thing I forgot to mention is another path we also trying to increase the user number is from the entry point. This is not really the typical decentralized path. It's really commercial. We are actually acquiring and running one of the largest third-party application of Twitter on Android. It's called Twitter. This application is non-profit. We don't charge it, but there's a lot of users using this third-party application of Twitter, and maybe Reddit. We will convert these people into the Web3. That will be a longer process, but once we convert them, that's way larger than any other dApp. Because I will already give you the weak number that these things are not really have a lot of DAUs. Yeah. So that part is a little bit more like Brave. Brave did a good job, but they don't. In my opinion, they have lots things to learn in the decentralized world. So that's the roadmap and the plan.
Mm-hmm. So are you guys also thinking about integrating other networks like Solana and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, they already grant, not us, they grant a bounty, and there's a guy or like some guy working on it. Solana's EVM is not launched yet, but it's gonna be, from what I heard from Tim, it's gonna be pretty soon. So assume the bounty hacker and the team behind the collaboration will be working on that very soon as well. Yeah.
So also, are you guys able to change the UI of the Twitter using Mask?
Yeah.
And how about using those? Since you guys can trade NFTs using Mask, right?
Yep.
How about using those? Yeah. How about using those NFTs in the UI of Twitter? Is what I thought.
Yeah. Remember Jack Dorsey? Jack Dorsey, he sold his first tweet for $3 million, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is done by a company called Cent. Valuable actually. And this is not confidential, but it's not released in the news. We actually are an investor and shareholder in Cent, so we help them. They help us as well. So this is another ecosystem project. But they're still building. It's a small team. So definitely gonna happen. We're trying to find the best way. Cent is doing great. They are Jack for endorsement.
Yeah. I think trading NFT is one part, and I just want to see those NFTs every single time I do stuff. And I think Twitter will be a good place to start doing those things. And I thought, if Mask is on Twitter all the time, then why not show NFT to us every single time we just get into Twitter? Isn't that what Mask can do? And that was just a suggestion.
Yeah, that's definitely what we can do. So for there's different ecosystem projects doing that. Like Cent is trying to convert every post into an NFT, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's other like RSS3 I mentioned. They are more focused on the distribution network, and this other idea like NFT social, which is very, very new. I know Alex from Showtime is doing that, but it's, in my opinion, it's a little bit early. But definitely later on, for example, when I purchase, for example, Hello Song, when I purchase Hello Song's subscription for his tweets, it might become an NFT. It can be an NFT, and then I can give it to you. So you can unlock. I can unlock after I give away the NFT. Right? You can have all these things embedded. It will take some time, but I already gave you some examples. They're already trying. Personally, I think they're doing good. They're also a small team, but they already attract a lot of hype. People just don't know it's part of the Mask, great or larger Mask ecosystem, because there's less news coming out. They're staying low. Yeah. And also, also for the investment, all the investment actually pretty small, like very small, because good project won't let you invest a lot. Some of the investment, they let me do a personal check, or they want us to do a small check because they want to attend IT, or they want to have more knowledge on that. We won't intervene in the decision. Like if the committee really hate this project, they won't pass. But they wanna have tighter relationship. And others, like I mentioned today, it's not published, but it's very cool. Like the valuables they sent, we see strong synergy, and we saw that this team got endorsed by Jadasi, and we're also very excited to see what Twitter can become with all these different things on Mask, right? They will, most of them, I would say like 99, 98, 95%, like, hey, a lot of them will be run on Mask or be collaborating with Mask. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Frank, so we got other questions? And feel free to just ask question in the audio chat. Yeah.
Thank you guys for all the questions. Now I think that's. Well, I think there's one last question. Is it possible for Mask to come to another social media platform like Instagram, TikTok? The funny thing is we have already been working on integration with Instagram, so definitely stay tuned. But what about TikTok? Suji, any tell on that?
I'm not sure like how many people on TikTok are really super fan of Web3 or decentralized web. I know there's some, but not sure, right? And the thing about TikTok is it's very I say it's actually have less it's really commercial. It's really commercial. A lot of commercial advertisement and commercial KOL there. It's actually good. But we'll put less priority in the compared to Instagram for many reasons. And the Instagram have a lot of NFT guys, like the always valuable signs, super rare signs. And there's a lot of personal friends. They're NFT or crypto artists. They need to Mask more compared to TikTok, in my opinion. Yeah. That's on the list. For any Web2 platform, basically we can definitely integrate. It's more about the priority and which one is much more interesting or cooler. So that's why we focus more on Twitter. We have a list that definitely tell us sorry we don't know if you think that platform is actually having more interesting stuff going on.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I think someone is still like trying to ask a question. Just for the record, all the questions that were asked before have been answered. So right now we can see if anyone has anything new to add. Okay, so okay. Well, thank you everyone. If you guys want to check some of the questions we asked, we will definitely we have left that in the Town Hall text channel, and we will be working on an article covering the topics that have been discussed on this Town Hall meeting. So again, thank you everyone for participating and really asking the questions. We're really grateful for the feedbacks that we get, and I think any questions is going to be help us help Mask essentially and help the community succeed. That's what I hope. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you guys for coming today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See ya.
Yeah.